Hello and welcome to Design Resilience. I'm Rachel, and this is the corner of the internet where we talk about building daily habits, practices, and rituals to help you design the resilience you need for when life changes. The changes can be positive, they can be negative and difficult, but either way, you don't have to wait until the things change to decide if you have resilience or not. You can begin to build them bit by bit. And today I want to talk about mirror work and how that can help support the designed resilience pillar of a positive self-concept, the belief that you can overcome any situation that comes your way. So I started using mirror work in a professional capacity. In 2013, I began speaking professionally at different conference circuits. And in order to prepare for those public speaking opportunities, I would draft my talking points, build my presentation in PowerPoint or Prezi at the time, and begin to practice delivering my session because I wanted to be familiar with the content. I didn't want to have to rely on my slides or presentation. I wanted to know where I was taking things. And I also wanted to time myself because a lot of times at conferences, you have a very specific window of time and you want to fill it up, but not run over to honor your audience's other commitments at the conference. And so I would stand in my bathroom in front of my mirror and begin. And funny enough, the most difficult part for me often was introducing myself. The very first thing out of my mouth is where I would stumble. And so because I was practicing, I could get comfortable with the places that I lost my train of thought, or if I didn't know what was coming next, and I could see the way that my face reacted. I could see the way that my hands reacted when I lost my place, or I could decide where I wanted to make certain punctuations with my body language, with my voice, my intonation, because I was watching myself as I was presenting. Now, a side note, not necessarily the point of this, but if public speaking is something you're interested in doing and you're looking for a way to get better, the fastest way to get better is video yourself because you will see everything that you're doing. You'll hear everything that you're doing, and you will very quickly be able to decide where you want to make those differences. But that's an aside, separate topic. But using mirror work and practicing my presentation in front of the mirror repeatedly until I got comfortable with the flow of my words, I got confident that I remembered my talking points in the order that they came in, and I knew that I'd be able to deliver a session that felt natural and flowed well between what I was saying and what was on the presentation. Repeatedly practicing in front of the mirror is what gave me that confidence. And so I continued to use that throughout my speaking career. But as I have gotten deeper into YouTube and I'm following other creators and I'm looking at the way that they are building positive self-concept or even self-esteem and self-love, I noticed that several of the creators were talking about using mirror work to begin to affirm affirmations, to build confidence, and to change the way that they thought about themselves. And I thought that was interesting because I have used mirror work to build confidence professionally, and there's no reason for me why it couldn't also build confidence personally. And so more recently, I have adopted the habit of anytime I'm in front of a mirror. And so most often that's in the morning as I am, brushing my teeth, washing my face, putting my makeup on, doing my hair, or in the evening as I'm taking all that stuff off, to use that time in the mirror to make eye contact with myself and to begin to say, whether out loud, if I'm not brushing my teeth, or in my head, if I am, the beliefs that I want to become more and more true. And I found when I started, this was a little uncomfortable because as I was looking at myself and making eye contact with myself, and I just started with a list of affirmations, positive statements about my body, about my abilities, about my just way of being. And as I started, I found that voice in my head sort of creeping up and being like, nah, that's not true. And so that was kind of the first step of me moving this practice that I had used for professional confidence into my personal life. and finding those places in my belief systems that what I wanted to be true and what I was believing was true were not the same. And so that doesn't mean I needed to stop. It just means I needed to have grace and give myself time to move my belief, because as Esther Hicks says, a belief is just a thought that's repeated a lot. So I wanted to shift my belief from negative things about my physical body, negative things about my capabilities, negative things about my confidence. I wanted to move those beliefs to a more positive place. And I firmly believe that by starting with facing myself in the mirror and making eye contact as I said the things I wanted to believe was the real reason why my conflicting existing beliefs popped up. And so when you have to face yourself, just like when you have to face another person and you're making eye contact and you are seeing the body language and you're hearing the tone, and you can take more information away from that interaction because you're looking at that person, you are also a person. And when you look at yourself in the mirror, you can get a much better understanding of the conversation you're actually having. And so I have started using the time that I'm in the mirror to commit to and affirm the beliefs about myself that I want to have. And as I look at myself, I can see where I believe or I don't believe, and I can begin to work on moving those things forward. And it's been very, very helpful for me. So because you're likely a person who spends time in front of a mirror at least once a day, I would offer that it's a great time to, while you're doing all the other things that you're doing, check in with yourself, look at yourself in the eye, say something that you want to be true about yourself, and see how your inner conversation reacts. And if it's not lined up in complete agreement, know that you can spend time in the mirror talking to yourself and helping yourself unwind your current beliefs and moving them in the direction of your future beliefs. So I hope you found this helpful. It's something that I've enjoyed using, and I'm trying to use more and more as I have time. And I will see you next week. Thank you so much.